Hello, this is Adam Watson at Watson EdTech, and I want to take a couple of minutes to share a Shelby County Public School resource that we've created, and in particular highlight a certain band that relates to technology. But the dashboard document that I'm showing to you is the SCPS Concurrent at-Home Instruction Dashboard. And we've shared this in multiple ways, but I just want to point out that under our SCPS bookmarks, the Concurrent Classroom Dashboard is linked right here. So that's the easiest way probably for most people to get to it from their Chrome browser. This document is an opportunity to gather materials, resources, and reference various things that we've had, created, or linked. I want to stop for a moment and make sure that I honor the fact that Tracy Hulsman, who is our Shelby County staff developer, has worked really hard to curate this information and create this dashboard document. And a lot of our instructional coaches and other people have provided that material as well. So I want to honor that and make sure to thank them for their work. I just want to briefly, by just scrolling, show you the different things that this document has. It starts with a band about some socio-emotional learning information to help not only yourself as an instructor, but your students and the caregivers of those students. We're going to come back to the technology needs band in just a second. There's some great band instructional guidance for elementary, middle, and high. Helping with those routines and community communication. We've got expectations and routines. We've got ways to build community, school and home connection. There's some information highlighting some blended learning models. While there are definitely other traditional blended learning models that you may have heard of or tweeted about or seen, station rotation, flipped, and playlist are ones that seem to particularly work really well in this concurrent environment that we're in this distance learning environment. So we've highlighted those three with some documents and information behind it. And this is as good point as any to point that these are buttons that if you click on it, you're going to get, in most cases, to a Google Doc behind it with more links and more information. We've got planning feedback and performance, student agency, talking about discussion, choice boards, and so on. We have some resources that help with some special populations of students, as you can see here. And last but not least, some professional learning opportunities for our instructors to learn more about this blended learning, distance learning, concurrent classroom environment that we find ourselves in. But now I want to go back to the technology needs band and really highlight that as far as information that's in each of these. The first one, the hybrid concurrent classroom configurations, is a Google slide. And really the purpose of this particular Google slide is to show different ways that the hardware, the actual technology, can be hooked up based on different configurations and objectives that you're trying to meet. In particular, it highlights some things about not only our current, many of our current classrooms that may have projectors or smart boards, but also environments that may involve our interactive flat panels, which in Shelby County, most of those are Clever Touches. So again, there's information about these, and I'm not going to click and go over all of it. I just want to point out that based on the different levels of technology or configurations and based on the objectives you're trying to reach, it highlights in diagrams how those things can go together and what are kind of the pluses and minuses based on that configuration. So that information is available here. I'm going to skip this one for a moment and go to Digital Tools, Choice, and Integration Tips, which is leading to a Google Doc that again has some hyperlinks of different places to go, talking specifically about that blended learning information. The last place, and really to be honest the most important place I want to highlight for the sake of this video, is this Tech Fixes and Setups. If you go to this particular document, you're going to notice several things. First off, a chart, who's the contact person when a certain device or a digital platform doesn't seem to be working. This links you straight to a particular point in a Google Doc that provides that information. If this is the platform, then this is the person to reach out to or the next step to go. There is a teleconferencing matrix. This is a Google Doc that highlights, in particular, Google Meet, Zoom, and Microsoft Teams, which in Shelby County we have teachers that are using one or more of those right now. So it goes over some of the comparisons based on the different things, different features of those items. We have how to put in a work ticket. We have a new system for putting in work tickets, so the page that it's linked there will tell you that. Go Guardian is a fairly new digital tool, and you'll see several references here, both a quick start guide, a support page on one of our IT websites, and if you need to get access, how to do that, which is through a virtual training process. Again, all those things are linked. We have a lot of Ladybug document cameras, but because of the age of the Ladybug document cameras, we want there may be an issue of getting that camera to work with your MacBook. So again, some information about how to do that, and involves getting a certain piece of software on your MacBook. The Shrubbery is a new IT support website. Some of the links that I've just already highlighted are actually pages on that Shrubbery website. So this is just a link to the homepage of that for more information. You can see some videos here. Each of these play icons are examples of some of our Shelby County teachers who are sharing their expertise and wisdom as far as how they're doing concurrent and blended learning classrooms. Great videos to watch. I want to finish by pointing out that there are 2 places here that specifically highlight and talk about hardware and next steps. So the first one of that is the second screen. Basically, if you're trying to get a way of your MacBook having a second screen, whether that be through perhaps a smart board that's attached to it, or perhaps even getting a second LCD monitor, this document highlights that process and the how-to steps in order to achieve that. And last but not least, there is a document here about some other items that come up a lot in the conversations about a concurrent classroom, things like headset mics, an additional webcam, and so on. Again, this information through this Google Doc shows you how to consider those different options and what would next steps be if you're interested in pursuing those. So that is what I wanted to make sure to highlight in this particular video, which is that you have lots of reference material and help. And obviously, after reviewing any of that, if you have a question for your building tech, reach out to them or put in a work ticket. And we also have, of course, our instructional coaches and myself to be able to answer how that instructional use of the technology can occur and help you out in the classroom. Thank you so much for listening, and good luck with your concurrent classroom experience.